Hello everyone, welcome back to another church media video, and today pretty much just going to be talking about how to balance your camera gimbal. So this is the Panasonic G9 with the 12 to 60 millimeter lens on it, and this camera body is pretty heavy. You can use it with lighter camera bodies like the G7. You just kind of have to put it in a different position than the G9 because, well, the weight is different, so how you balance it is going to be different as well. The best way though to balance a camera gimbal is to be able to be able to move in any direction and stay with the camera on it whenever it is powered off. That's the best way to do it because it puts less stress on the motors, therefore prolonging the lifetime of your gimbal. So if we go ahead and mount it onto it, you guys can see right there, can't you? Yeah, I think you can. So as long as that's upside down. Make sure it's not upside down. So you're going to put it on there. Make sure you have your lens as close to the focal length of what you're going to be shooting in, because that will affect the weight and how everything is level. So you also want to make sure you have your battery in, your SD card in, everything you need to start filming, because once you have this locked in, the weight is all set basically, and if you change anything, you'll have to redo this whole entire process. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to want to make sure that this right here, I'm having to look at the flip out screen to be able to tell where I'm pointing, that this right here is level. So what you'll do is you'll hold it and you'll kind of just set it until it stays level, hanging on that one part. So that's about, well, maybe back a little bit. Okay, so you'll lock that into place. And now obviously it's still kind of, a bit distorted, a little bit, very. So you're going to want to go to the back and unlock this one up here, and you're going to want to level it from left to right. Now this is one of the most obvious the easiest of the three of the axes to level, just because you'll be able to 100% tell when it is level. So, and pretty much you have to go through this whole entire step-by-step twice, just because everything's changing whenever you're changing everything else. So then, top one, I always point it straight up. So what we're going to want to do is tilt it up right here, like this. Unscrew the screw to that axis right there, and try to get it to stay facing up without falling like that. So the last one, you want to try to be able to hold it like this and for it to stay up like this. But for some reason with the Panasonic G9, the best thing to do is just to push the bottom one all the way forward. So if you have this guy right here, you're going to want to unscrew that, push it all the way down. For the G9, now some of them you only go halfway, just because that's what I found is the best way to do this one. It's kind of strange, but gosh, it's really hard to do this one-handed. It's like as if I should have approached shooting this video differently or something. Just maybe. So you want to be able to hold it like this and have this stay like this. People say that you should get it 100% level, and I think you should get it as close as possible, but I don't think you should be a perfectionist about it, just because that's a tendency for us to have as videographers. So pretty much you want to get it to where it's in the range, I would say. Pretty much to where if you aim it down, it stays down. If you aim it up, it stays up. If you tilt it, it stays tilted basically. And that's pretty much what I would call the range. So I would get right in that range, just because you don't want to stress your motors. And it also will take more battery life. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, it's not an exact science for certain cameras because some are lighter, but there is definitely ways I can improve with this, but that is just how you get into the range of it. So you want to get this thing as close to level without turning it on. And the best scenario is whenever you can, it's not going to do it right now because I didn't get it to perfection, but is when you can completely just tilt it with it, kind of like that right now. Yeah, kind of like that, where you can just tilt it and it stays, oh yeah, it's doing its thing. To basically where you can tilt it and it'll stay like this no matter what. That is the best scenario. So you want to get to that point, but you may have to re-level like 3 or 4 different times. And I have for certain videos, but most of the time I just get it in that ballpark because it takes way too long to get it to perfection. So basically, don't be a perfectionist. Just kind of get it in that ballpark and go from there and start filming. So yeah, that's it for this video. Make sure to give this a like, subscribe if it did help, and for more videos about editing tips, video tips, gear tips, and what else do I do? Oh, I do behind the scenes videos on how I create videos for my church. So if you're interested in any of that, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified when I post those videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and keep on creating.